Hello everyone, this is psattiza bringing you today's news in information security and privacy. Today we're talking passwords. What's a good password? What makes a good password? What makes a better password? And how do we make our passwords uncrackable? So we are started given a list of different passwords that Twitter bans. You can't use these passwords, they're way too easy to guess. We have silly things like just numbers, or our favorite football team, go Broncos, or Dolphins, or we can go down, see other things that people often use as passwords. We're going to take this password file and we're going to make some slight modifications to it to increase the difficulty of the password that is based around. We can start simply by capitalizing letters or replacing letters for different things. Here, for example, we're replacing all the A's with ats, and then we could also replace all the E's with 3's. To make passwords even more and more difficult, we can keep adding in different things like numbers onto the end, and then we can combine these different tactics and put maybe different words together to get even more difficult passwords. If we want to say how difficult a password is to guess, we can use this online tool. So my password is password. It's a very weak password. This uses different metrics such as the length of the password, the variety of the types of characters in the password, and then sort of the randomness inside of that password to gauge the complexity of the password. If we want to look at the given file, we have some very weak passwords, rating from 0 to 10, very weak passwords. As we start making it more difficult in like file 2 and 3, even those small modifications make that password much more difficult to guess according to this scale. And then finally we get to the very difficult passwords that are complex, 8 and 9, very long passwords. They get a perfect score of 100 from the password rater. And then if we were to want to crack these passwords, we can use a tool. The tool given to us was John the Ripper. We start and use the tool on that file that has no change. We can run it with some different parameters, but basically within 2 minutes it was able to crack all of those basic Twitter passwords. From there, after the slight modifications like changing the first letter or adding a small number of replacements, we can now, instead of guessing all the passwords, maybe we can only guess 2/3 of them. The Twitter password started out with 370, so the baseline or perfect score would be this 365 that we're able to get with the basic Twitter passwords. But as we start making these modifications, it becomes more and more difficult for us to guess these passwords. So the big takeaway here is that if we start adding more and more complexity to our passwords, it adds entropy to the passwords, making them harder to guess, harder for them to reverse engineer, and therefore making our accounts safer. Tune in next time. This is psattiza tuning out on information and security news. Talk to you later.